So last weekend I got busy and I pulled the engine on my 210 Allis Chalmers. Actually, I pulled the head and all the top end off with it still in the tractor, and then I pulled just the short block out and made it a little easier to maneuver for me with as heavy as it is. So this weekend my goal is to get the short block torn down. I've ordered in a Reliance engine rebuild kit through our sources, new sleeve assemblies, bearings, gaskets. So hopefully when I get into this, I think I'm probably the first guy that's ever been in this motor from the looks of it, and we'll try to get the sleeves replaced and everything. It is quite worn. There's a lot of piston slap in this thing. Looks like just like a lot of hours, a lot of wear. I haven't found anything unusual.
So this is a tractor that my dad bought over a year ago. Here he's just getting through some of the teardown and getting some of the parts through the spray cabinet there so that we can get an idea of what's wrong with this engine. How's it feel?
Feels tight. A little bit of slop in it. The bearings are dated first month of '74, so I don't think they've ever been changed. I don't think anybody's ever been in here before.
So one broken ring so far?
Yeah, and kind of surprising me, it's the second ring that's broken, not the first.
Yeah. So when we picked up this tractor, I think it was $500, and we didn't tell Mom that we were getting it. How are you feeling about that at this point?
You can never have too many tractors.
Okay, but we did buy this a year and a half ago, and you didn't really need a tractor, but this one needed a clutch, and you went through and did all of the clutch, right?
Yeah, we put a complete clutch assembly in it.
So that was last year. You were getting ready to farm with it, and we get out into the field, and the engine is completely worn out.
Well, that one's not looking too bad. I've got one over here that has some electrolysis started in it. Actually, not bad considering this thing's 50 years old.
So what'd you find on the rest of the pistons?
I found broken second ring on every single piston, and the two center pistons are scored up. I would guess the engine's probably been overheated at some point in time, and I think you kind of noticed that when you surfaced the head. It was warped a little bit, so everything indicates that it's been overheated. Not extremely bad, but hotter than it should have been.
So we didn't know the history of the tractor, but you didn't want to rebuild the whole engine if it didn't need it, so you did the clutch.
Yeah, and at that time we still didn't know if the transmission or the rear end was good on the tractor or what the hydraulics were like, so I don't really feel bad having done that, only to find out that now we have to do the engine.
So surprisingly, it looks like nobody had rebuilt this. Here we're showing the crankshaft that measured really, really well, but you can see some chatter marks on that we think is probably from the grinding wheel being out of balance when it was originally ground. So obviously, Dad, you grind most of the crankshafts, actually all of the crankshafts. I don't do any crankshaft grinding yet. Does something like that chatter have any effect on the way the crank actually runs?
In this case, I don't think it bothered the crankshaft one bit because it's ran all those years and shows no wear whatsoever on the crank or the bearings.
So in this case, it looks like it's purely cosmetic. Moving on to the connecting rods, the big ends of the rods seemed to measure just fine, right?
Yes, there's no problem with them whatsoever.
But here on the pin bushings, were definitely had some wear, so we're going to be pressing the old ones out and installing new pin bushings. So what's kind of the process on doing the pin bushings here?
Well, we'll press the old bushing out, press in the new pin bushing, and then we'll have to set the rod up on our pin boring machine and bore the bushing to the exact center-to-center distance on that rod to make it the correct length, so the piston comes out the right height at the top of the cylinder.
So getting set up here on the pin boring machine, can you kind of explain what the setup process is?
What I'm doing here is set the fixture to the correct inside diameter of the rod, and then once the fixture is set for the inside diameter of the rod, I can use the inside mic to adjust it for the correct center-to-center distance, so that when that rod is placed on there raised up and goes down across that little boring bar head there, it will cut it to the correct center-to-center distance.